Greetings, everyone. It's Joel from the Fun Pimps, and we are here doing some more Q&A. So, Lucky Star wants to know if I'm going to thank my lucky stars. Hey, Matt Mole, thanks for your efforts. Regarding distant LOD models of prefabs, how are they going to work for player-made prefabs? I'm imagining we're going to have to release some tools for the players to, I'm just guessing here, I don't even know, but they're going to need the tools to create the LOD models, and then we're going to have to figure out a way to distribute, the files, I imagine, if so yeah, I don't know, we have to figure that out yet. So that's a good question. I'll let you guys know as soon as we figure it out. So Mr. 42, hey Mad Mole, will there be an in-game event like getting rescued, repair satellite dish and transmit a noisy message to the people who dropped the air supplies would be plausible. Something like that. I don't know if there's ever in-game to this, but yeah, I mean, it comes a point where you want to feel done, or I'm sure we're going to have some kind of main quest, and there'll be a story involved, and you'll be able to finish it. So something like that. Guppy Kerr, what's up, Guppy Kerr? A16 release date. LOL, kidding. There goes your question, dude. All right, no, I won't shaft you. Thoughts on jumping zombies? Number one base defense is a 2-block gap to an entrance. Jumping zombies. I don't know. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. You want a 2-block gap to an... Oh, you want them jumping horizontally over broken bridges, something like that. Yeah, anything that makes the game more challenging and more interesting. Zombies able to get past gaps, whatnot. Yeah, I'm all for it. So, it's just a matter of getting a little more AI put in to handle situations like that. Strupping it. Hey, Mad Mole and the Fun Pimps, love your game. Thanks, man. My question: with the new power generator, will all existing lamps at the POIs be off now? Because some are actually on, but without power. This would make sense with the introduced power system. And I'll be back. Let's see. Probably not. I mean, I think just for us, we like things to be realistic, but at the same time, we like the POIs to look atmospheric, and without light, I don't think they look very atmospheric. So I think Rick kind of likes to have lights that magically work. I mean, we've always had it, so they're probably going to stay. And I believe we're going to add functionality to add batteries and stuff. So, I mean, it is plausible that there's a battery that's running that stuff somewhere. So, whether we go to all that work to make everything detailed, I don't know yet, realistic, but, we'll see. I think we're going to keep it, though. That's just my gut feeling from discussions we've had. Ouch, quit it. Mr. Cough. I'm going to give this guy some throat lozenges or something because he's coughing all the time. Mad Mole, will we be able to electrify fences when electric is implemented by running a cable to it? Not regular fences, but special fences made for it? Yes. And I don't know when, though. I'm not sure if that's on the cutting room floor right now and pushed back or what, but we're starting to we're just trying to finish up a bunch of systems that we have started, and we're not going to do anything new until we kind of feel better about where we're at on everything and start getting everything that we have in kind of polished and shippable, and then we can evaluate how much time is left and maybe get a few more things in. But right now we're in that mode of we're trying to tighten things up. So I don't know if electric fences are going to make it in Alpha 16 or not. Gary, Really like the new zombies shown, Mad Mole. The PC version is still missing a lot of PS4 controller functionality, and you mentioned it was almost done in October, but we haven't gotten it in the A15 point release. Will we get final complete controller support in A16? I hope so. I thought you guys already have it now in the latest patch we did. I'm not sure. I know the work was done, and I think it's done, but why you guys, if and why you guys don't have it, I really don't know. So, Legion Pete, instead of jumper zombies, what do you think about making another puker type that pukes score blocks that can be used to form a bridge? It would make finding these pukers a priority when a horde arrives. Just, we already tried the gore thing, and it just doesn't look good. Wasn't realistic enough. We never really, tackled it as a team to like make it awesome. So this just looks like, this has the bugs and frame rate problems written all over it. So probably not. Gamada, hey Mad Mole, with generators, will there be a limit on how many electrical items can be added to it? Or will wattage increase with better part quality? Yeah, I think a generator puts out about 100 watts. I think we're going to allow them to be upgraded, maybe, so that they produce more, because we don't want people making 50 generators, something like that. Something to do with there's a kind of a cost to them because they're a tile entity or something. So I think we want to make it has a finite amount, but I think we want to make them upgradable so that you have incentive to just upgrade the one you have more so than make a bunch of them. Almighty PMJ. Any update on the lockpicking disarming system? No, we haven't even touched any of that, and I doubt I doubt it's going to make it. So sad to say, but you guys asking these tough questions, I got to give you the honest truth, and that's my gut feeling is it's not going to make it. Lathan did electricity. Lathan's also doing that. Electricity's keeping him busy, to say the least. So, it's a lot of work, and we got some new stuff coming, and it's cool, but I don't know if we're going to get to that. And yeah, I don't even know what this disarming system is that you're talking about, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think we'll have time for that. That's just my opinion. But I could be wrong. It just depends how long things take. Petro Hero, anyone say TNT? What do you think about controllable drones that could pick explosives up and drop them where you choose? Powered by batteries, even able to put a camera in there, of course, assuming we have batteries and cameras. Getting into the realistic stuff, you could try to make the water look a little better, maybe some water pipes through. Hee. Okay, drones, that's not a bad idea, but I think, we've got enough on our plate right now, so I can't really answer anything like that. Oz Hawkeye, clarifying last week's question. So right now you can preview a random generated map through the main menu option, editing tools, random gen world previewer, by providing a seed name and a size 1 to 5. However, you cannot currently export the map view this generates. The picture below is generated at maximum zoom out using a third-party tool. Are there any plans to allow this map preview to be fully exported to a file, which would permit people to post generated seed maps on the forums? Let's see. I don't know why I'm not logged in. Okay. So basically, you want to see that map. I can ask Robert. That's the best I can do. So if I get any news on that, I'll try to let you know. So you know, it's I don't see why not, but you know, it could be harder than I think it is. But yeah, if it's not too tough, I don't see why we couldn't. You know, but you know, I guess I'm trying to understand what value it is having the map. Is it so? I don't know. I guess why do you want to see the map if you're not in the game? I mean, why do you want to look at it in a web browser? I mean, is that just so you guys can coordinate, or so you can kind of cheat and see the map before you explore it? I mean, I kind of want to know what why you want to see it and what good would it be. So give us a reason to do it, and we can consider it. Slicks Girl, with the advent of electricity for motors and the accessibility of pipes already in the game, will there ever be the ability to pump water to a base? You know, the pipes don't carry the functionality to transmit data like wires do. Wires were done in a way that was cheap. This is just what I'm told. Maybe there's a better way to do it. I don't know, but I think for anything to store information like that, it would have to be a tile entity, and our tile entities aren't cheap, so it's kind of one of those things. I'm not going to say no, but at the same time, don't expect to see it anytime soon, at least not for Alpha 16. But yeah, it would be cool. I just don't know how expensive it would be and whatnot. So, go Barge. Good day, Mad Mole. Thanks for your time and effort. Approximately how many new textures are you planning on introducing into A16? And will there be a way of modding new ones in at a later stage by the community? Thanks in advance, mate. Good day, mate. Let's see. I'm not sure how many new textures. I'm just doing what I can do with each day goes on. You know, I'm not really right now. I'm prototyping a new Arizona house, and I've added a couple new textures for that. But you know, it's just kind of as time permits, I want to add more stuff. So hopefully, you know, we can get another dozen or 2 dozen textures added before Alpha 16 launches. And I did have Chris re-enable the Opaque 2 Atlas, which is a second 8K up to 8K Atlas. Maybe modders can use it. I'm planning on using it just to bake an Atlas really quick so I can see my art and update it almost instantly in the engine with the game running. So currently I have to bake the Opaque Atlas, and it has a lot of textures in it, and it takes, even on my fast computer, it takes over a minute before I get to see what my new texture changes look like. So that sucks. So I hadn't put that back. I haven't even used it yet, but basically it's there. The engine can load it. So if you guys can figure out how to, you know, hack that texture, hack those resources and add textures to it, you'd be able to mod it. But yeah, we're a ways away from full mod support yet, so I don't really know, but hopefully there's something. You know, I don't know. It's tough because, you know, I guess if maybe we'll just add the ability to not use an atlas, and player added textures will just add a draw call. You know, that's what atlases do. It makes it so that each little block doesn't cause each block with a different texture doesn't cause another draw calls, which draw calls are what kills the frame rate more than polygons these days. So, you know, maybe we'll just let modders add textures, and we'll just deal with a draw call. And I don't know, unless you guys can somehow unite, and there's kind of like one big community texture pack that everybody downloads and uses, and then only the best textures that are really, you know, awesome would make it into it, and you guys could just kind of do that. I don't know, you know, it's a ways off yet. I've seen a few modding communities kind of share things like that because it's a file that everyone wants to overwrite, and I've seen communities get together and kind of share and coordinate those files. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's like it's a tough thing. Trying to cater to a million people's modding ideas is really really tough. So I don't know. We'll see what happens though. Menandrius. I just started playing a few weeks ago and already have over 100 hours clocked in. You guys are making one hell of a game. Thank you. I was wondering if sound was going to be seeing any improvement in how it interacts with terrain. For example, I can be standing on the second floor of the police station, smashing the gun safe, an angry zombie that are standing outside the building on the ground floor can sound like they're standing right on top of me. Okay, the sound doesn't seem to take the walls into account at all. With sleeper zombies coming, it could be a bit aggravating if I can't tell the difference between a zombie coming up behind me and one that's safely outside the building. I thought we had added, 3D sound, and I thought there's some muffling, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'll have to ask Favelli about it. He's kind of took over the sound system from Joe, so Joe can do more AI code. So I guess I'll have to ask him about that, and hopefully you guys will see some improvements. RS Claymore, hey Mad Mole, you kind of scared me with the giant zombie last video, so my question here is, will we expect to see some Home Alone inspired traps, or even traps from the Predator movie to help combat the growing threat of zombies? Love the swinging giant pipe or even giant spiked log wood. Well, we're adding new traps right now. Hopefully, there's enough stuff to combat all these new threats that we're going to throw at you. So, as time goes on, I'm sure we're going to give you guys ample resources to fight the zombies and keep them at bay. But yeah, so let's just kind of wait and see how it plays out, and we've got a few traps going into Alpha 16, and then some of them are pushed back to 17, but they're all coming. So I think, yeah, you guys should be pretty happy with everything that we've got. Grizzly Bear, hey Matt Mole, you mentioned in the dev diary that you might return to vehicles in A17. What would be the next ones you plan to add, and will you be improving them with better physics? It would be cool to have a car to pick up your friends and bring them to your base faster. And once the physics are better, remove the third-person view with vehicles because it loses immersiveness. Anyway, we're going to get in what we've already got modeled first. So there's a bicycle, there's a motorcycle, and there's a gyrocopter. So I think those are going to be top on the list to get implemented. And then when those are done, maybe we can talk about a 4x4 Jeep or some kind of dune buggy, or maybe a car. But I think an off-road vehicle would be way bit cooler. That's just me. Chaos Throne. Mad Mole, thanks for one of the best games out there. Thank you. With the new socket system in Random Gen, will there be partial towns, cities created to fit terrain, or will it only generate them if there's enough room? I think it's going to be the former. It pretty much works with what it has. I mean, it might be a bit of both. You'd have to ask Robert, but yeah, I think the sizes are going to vary too. So yeah, let's just wait and see. I think Robert's supposed to be checking it all in any day now. So with any luck, I can give you guys a first preview of it this weekend. I'm really hoping to. So we'll see how that pans out. So Sir Dies a Lot. Transponder tracker. What do you think about adding a recipe for crafting a transponder or tracker so that our mini bike or whatever we attach it to shows up on our map and our compass? I think that's an amazing idea. How hard it is to implement, I don't know, but yes, I would love to be able to do that. Zyliss. Actually, there's 3 L's and an S. It's just Sills. I always thought it was Zyliss for some reason. What you talking about, Zyliss? Anyway, Mad Mole, our distant POIs, terrain, etc., going to be updated if they represent changes, or is it going to go to default and only show whatever is in the unchanged original state. It's pretty much how you set it. It's going to be the unchanged original state. We are looking at, distant terrain's the same way. So, that's a lot of updating all those LODs in real time. I don't know. And how often does a house literally get deleted to where, I mean, we want to do it, don't get me wrong. And we are talking about how we could possibly do it, but it's just one of those things where we're just getting the basics in, and then we can always improve it. Just like, Alpha 15, we saw distant terrain. Now we're seeing distant POIs. Maybe 17, we'll see dynamic distant terrain and dynamic distant POIs, and even player-made structures. We just have to, get through the data. It's that processing all that data and getting it to all the clients. How do you do that? So we have to figure out some things. But yeah, we've talked about it, and we'd like to see it. I hope it becomes a reality, but we've got a lot of things on our plate right now, so it's probably an Alpha 17 thing. Creator, dude, you always get in on this thing somehow, because I'm always remember answering your questions. While you're updating all the block shapes, would you consider offsetting the catwalks to be flush with the top of the block instead of the bottom? Instead of this, we could have this without having to rotate the catwalks upside down, which looks ugly. No, I'm not touching them because Rick would shit a brick if he has to touch all the POIs and fix them all, because if they're in the top voxel and not in the bottom voxel, then yeah, I don't know. That would probably be hard to do it. It'd be easier just to add a new one that's down below the voxel. I don't remember why I made them like that. I think because of the railings and stuff. I can't remember. There was a good reason why I did it, but it's been a while, so I forgot why. So, oh yeah, there's the ladder dismount problem, which sucks. Yeah, I'll look at it. Maybe we can fix that. I don't know how much work it would be in the prefabs. Probably a shit ton. So I don't know. It's kind of it was meant to look like it was on a pallet or an old pallet turned into something. So it's at the bottom of the voxel, so it's on the ground, I guess. That's how everything else was always built, so that's probably why I built it that way. But maybe I could just take that same model but how many are there? We got railings that need to, yeah, the railings can't bolt to it. If it's at the top, then the railings don't have anything to snap to, and they're just going to fall off. So that's probably why I built it, so that the railings could be added to that voxel, because yeah, that might be part of the reason. There's a couple other reasons why. So anyway, I don't know. We'll look into it maybe. Chile, greetings from New Zealand. Great game. My question: what are the chances of getting colored lighting in the build menu and light fixtures that shine colored light and hang from the ceiling and mount on the walls? Colored light. What do you mean by the build menu? You mean like just like a RGB color picker, so you can like pick the color of the light you want? Something like that? If so, maybe. I think it'd be kind of cool, but then again, people will turn the damn game into a circus with their purple and green and weird colored lights. But if you want an ugly game, I guess you can have it. Choice is a good thing usually, but yeah, I don't know. We can look into that. I'd like to see colored lighting in some of our stuff. So I think it would make the strip clubs would definitely look better, and we could get a little more atmosphere going on with some more colored light. So I don't know why we don't have that option. So yes, it would be nice to add that in. So we'll see what happens. Senan, we have doors, garage doors, and drawbridges, but only 1x1 hatches. What are the chances of getting proper larger size hatches, say a 2x2 or a 3x3. I don't know. You guys can bug Ryan Rayner. He's the guy that makes this stuff. I've been bugging him for 2 years to make some double wide doors that kind of open up to the outside, so you have a nice wide double wide door, not two single doors, a single one that just pops open. And yeah, a bigger hatch. You know, it seems like it'd be easy to do. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. I could probably do it. I haven't done any moving parts or entities really, so even though I do most of the animation technical stuff, I know how to do it. I've just never done it, so there might be a few gotchas that I would have to pound through to get these working. But yeah, I'd love to see it. So eventually, I know it's just a matter of, he's busy. He made he's done a ton of work. Don't take this as Ryan's lazy. It's just he's our primary prop guy. He does pretty much all the props, and he's been very busy making all this electric stuff, the generator, the switch. He did the workbench last build, which looks amazing. The concrete mixer. He makes all the models, all those fancy pipes, all that kind of stuff. I do all the primitive low poly shapes, and I do most all the block textures, but he does all the cool 3D shit. So he's pretty busy, and that's all it is. He's busy. Calm 7 Days to Die group. Clips for game. Hi Mad Mole, the past preview is great, especially the new zombies. Question: will there ever be created clips for the weapons to look more realistic? For example, make 2 recipes. The first recipe will be for the clips, and the clip will be created from pieces of plastic or scrap metal. Is it possible to... What are you talking about? Magazines for guns? I think we had them and we got rid of them because it was too clunky. I don't want to... How do you... You don't have to craft ammo and load ammo one by one into a magazine and then load your gun. I mean, handling the animations for all that is just too granular. If that's what you're talking about, I just don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, you want to find magazines of bullets laying around in the game so you get a full mag. I mean, they're coming. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that's what you're saying, but I think we already had magazines, and yeah, so probably not. Survival. Love that name. Almost every weapon specialization has a weak but easy to craft starting weapon. Blunt, wooden club, blade, bone shiv, archery, wooden bow, shotguns, blunderbuss. So how about pistol, flintlock pistol, and rifle, matchlock carbine? Interesting. Is a matchlock carbine, is that like a musket rifle? Is that what you're talking about? That could be kind of cool. So I'm kind of down for those. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Sounds like a pretty good idea. Maybe I could do the awesome Josie Wales pistol that I drew in that Clint Eastwood painting I made. I always thought that was a really cool big ass pistol. It'd be pretty cool. We already have a Magnum though, so I'm not sure a 6-shooter, how does it stack up to that? I see what you're saying. It'd probably be a one-shot pistol is what you're after. But then that new rifle with one shot, it's kind of the same. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just wondering how much value it adds. I mean, but usually by the time you get that far, you're not going to be messing around with a flintlock. You're probably going to have a real pistol, a 9mm, and same goes for a hunting rifle. This is America. I mean, we've got guns and lots of them. So if the apocalypse ever comes here, you're not going to have a problem finding a firearm in an old house. Matouche. Mining or distribution. Hello, Jake from State Farm. This is Jake from State Farm. After watching all the Q&As, I know that our Jake doesn't really like the sentence, how about you guys add or change this or that? So I'm going to ask it like this. Yeah, I like this guy already. Matouche, They're pretty funny. Are there going to be any mining or distribution changes in A16? The current mining feels really slow, not one shooting stone. What about class system? Maybe certain classes could have perks not available for others. For example, a miner would let us one-shot stone, go past max 100 mining skill levels, like 125, 150, maybe a perk for all classes, swing speed, bounce to athletics and mining. How about, possibility to make diamond pickaxe out of those diamonds? Oh, no, diamond pickaxes. Maybe a diamond, maybe a diamond carbide pickaxe, tipped pickaxe would be realistic, but not a pure diamond one. But that's what the auger is all about, man. I mean, I think the new auger was supposed to be like the super mining tool. I've been talking to, one thing I like about ARC is there's a special dyno that kicks ass at everything that you suck at. So you start the game and you pretty much suck, and you can find better tools and do a little better, just like our game. Doesn't have the skills that increase, stuff. But what I do like is there's a dyno, a special dyno for mining stone, one that's good for getting metal, so one that's good for wood, so on and so forth. I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought, the way we could translate something like that into 7 Days to Die would be, maybe to, have an NPC that can do stuff for you. Like, you can find a miner, and this guy can go mine for you all day and get you the large quantities of ores that you need, so that you can just focus on building. And I do like, I do think that the auger should blow away the pickaxe, and I think the balance is off. And you should be after that auger. It seems like I get an auger and I just throw it away. It's like, what do I want this for? So what I want to do is increase the actual yield. So a better quality tool not only might mine it faster, but I want it to increase the harvest. So, you get a stone pickaxe and you're only, let's say you're only going to get, let's just say, I don't know what you get. Maybe you get 10 ore from a stone pickaxe from breaking one block of iron. And then you get an iron one, maybe you could get 20 or 30, and you get a steel pickaxe, you ought to be able to get 100 out of that bad boy. And give me an auger, and give me 200 stone, 200 iron ore out of that one same voxel, just because this tool's better and it's not going to waste anything, and it might not make sense, but it's cool. I think it's really cool, and it gives me a reason to keep just more than just damage. Damage is one thing, but if we can change the harvest amount, I think it would be a big game changer. And we've always wanted legendary items, and that would give all these legendary items even more purpose, So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on that. So, if the cave system gets done, there should be, mining should be a little different. You'll be able to see more ores and whatnot. I know Gaz wants to do something like what you're talking about with the, specialization allows the guy to one-shot. So, yeah, let's just wait and see how it goes. I'm not sure how much time we have, but I'm kind of with you. TXI Greeman, new block shaped system. Hey man, Mole on the team. Alpha 16 is looking really awesome. Looking forward to playing it. My question is not related directly to news of this week. I'm not very sure how the new shape menu is going to work. You have to build a wooden frame and then change it to another shape. And then the same with the other materials. It sounds a bit strange to craft a box and change it to a circle. Maybe even when they have different material costs. So how does it work? Right now the concept, I don't even think it's going to make it into Alpha 16. I'm just going to be honest. And this is, I'm the bearer of bad news here. But we've got a lot we're doing, and I don't know if the new shape menu is going to make it, so it might just be how it was. We're still kind of tuning things in and figuring out the workflow of how this could work. So, but we're trying to fix all the bugs and polish up what we have. If there's time, it'd be amazing to get it in, but it's looking like, we want to probably start. I want to be showing videos and be testing, probably mid-February or late February for sure, so we can start. So we could probably get this thing out April 1 at the latest. I didn't tell you that. You didn't hear that because everything I tell you is a lie. But I'm just putting that out there. That's kind of what we're thinking right now, and shit changes, so don't hold me to those dates. And those dates aren't official. Those are just kind of like ballpark ideas that have been rolling around. So, I mean, we want to get things tidied up and get it to a point where we can pull the trigger and release this thing when we feel like it. So if we get it tightened up and there's still some time and it's not too late, then, maybe we'll get this in, but it just feels like there's so much to do yet with electricity that there's no way Lathan's going to have time to put this together, and it's probably an Alpha 17 thing. This is a big job doing what we've got. Just the painting alone is pretty amazing. I've been having a blast just building stuff. I'm able to create new blocks in my level on the fly just by painting. Normally that would take exit the game, open up the editor, open up blocks XML, find the block you want, copy it, paste it, change the numbers, whatever, change your name, shut up, Siri, get out of here. You believe that damn phone? It just popped on and it's like, thought I was talking to her. Anyway, back to business here. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying you'd have to do all this, oh, I want to add a new texture to that face. You got to go to your, your texture here, and you got to add, all this crap and figure out which face this is, and then you probably have to bake. A lot of times you got to bake the atlas, and that takes time, and it's just I'm doing stuff in seconds, which took half an hour to do before. So our work output is gonna, when we get this done, the creative juices are going to be flowing, and you guys are going to be building some amazing stuff. So we're not in a big rush. It's kind of like we want to do it right. So it's probably going to be an Alpha 17 thing, but it's all good. It's going to be really cool. And like I said, I'm really enjoying building right now. So I think we've made some great changes, but how we do all that and balance it, it just feels like it's one of those things that's on the list to get pushed back for Alpha 17. So on to the next question. Tursabo, hey Mad Mole, love playing the game. Own it on console and PC. Version is the bomb. Thank you. Would you take a new look at the balance in raw resources when it comes to nitrate? If you need lead, coal, iron or coal, it is very simple to obtain. The nitrate is very hard, in my opinion. First off, above the ground deposits are in the snow biome. Why have the white deposit in a white biome? They are few and usually have several lumberjacks near them underground. Well, let's say I'm yet to find substantial amounts since playing. I agree. I spent a shit ton of time mining and Alpha 15 playthrough, and I never did feel like I hit that jackpot where I can go to town and build. I'm just stuck grinding and looking and digging through stone, and it's just like, So no, I'm not happy with it. I want to, maybe we'll make some changes yet. I'll talk to Gaz about that maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I think it should just be more abundant in general, so I kind of agree with you. Anyway, next guy here. Hey, Mad Mole. Danny, whatever. My question is, what do you think about improving corpses with dynamic animations such as flies buzzing around them and maggots falling out of them, etc., and add more blood and gore? I think it's a waste of resources. You start adding particle effects to every corpse. I mean, you're going to end up with only 4 zombies on Horde Night. I mean, we can't squeeze blood from a turnip, you know, so it's kind of like, it is what it is. I think it's cool, and I love details. I'm an artist, trust me, but I'm also at the same time, we got to keep the game runnable, so, or, you know, we got to keep it running fast, so that's kind of it. Holland, NL. I made a forum account just to ask this question, but I look forward to participating in the 7 Days to Die community. Awesome. You mentioned the gore blocks in your latest, and I have been missing those a lot. My question is, what can you tell us about a future gore block system in the game at this point in time? Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool. We just couldn't get it to look good. Maybe we're going to revisit gore at some point. I'd like to see how the challenge plays out with all the sleepers that we're adding, and then, you know, better AI that's coming, and you know, get the crumb system in, and get zombies smashing through a hole and have them dedicated to a certain effort. I want to see how all that plays out before we go down the gore block path again. Boo Man, thanks for the game. Are you going to utilize radiation gear with the upcoming Resurrection Behemoth zombies so that if heavy radiated zones have layers of these zombies, we can craft some kind of radar equipment and radiation warning gear? That would be helpful. I don't know. Radiation's a ways off yet, so I can't really answer that. You know, I think radiation is more of an alpha 17, maybe even 18 kind of thing. So we'll see. I don't know. By the way, I've got $1,200. That's awesome. Bought it for 4 friends too. Man, you're a good guy. I love the guys that do this. You know, it just helps. And you know, it's a good gift because it's like, dude, this game's awesome. You just gotta try it. You know, and some people, once they start playing it, and they're like, wow, this game really is fun. You know, so that's great. Mage. Hey, Mad Mole, will there be any incentive to go outside during the night? Currently, there is no reason to be outside at night, apart from thrill-seeking and doing things you normally do during the day. It would be cool to have a non-mandatory reason to go outside at night. Higher loot chance, unique loot perhaps. That's a good question. I don't have a good answer for you though, but hopefully we can come up with some stuff, you know, that you can only find at night, which might be kind of cool. And it would be interesting if they did. It wouldn't be realistic, but it'd be kind of cool if they drop better loot at night, you know, or maybe, you know, maybe they're feral at night since they're running. So, you know, and if they're feral, they're going to have better loot, I think. So if we can get the feral change in that I'd like to see, maybe their loot would be upgraded also, which would be awesome. Make it worth it. Sweet Corn Miner. Logic gates. With regards to the new electricity system, including triggers, will there also be logic gates, i.e. and or not, to allow for simple programming? I am not sure. I remember those being talked about, but I'm not sure where they're at right now. So I'm going to answer that as maybe. Senescence. I know you mentioned having blueprints or template like methods for POIs. Is that something that is still being worked on for Alpha 16 release, or has it been pushed back due to the complexity? I don't. That's something I mentioned, but it hasn't even been started on. So most likely anything not started on at this point isn't coming to Alpha 16. So it's going to get pushed back. It's something that we're going to do, but you know, maybe it won't take that long. But you know, like I said, we're kind of in. Let's polish up what we have and see where and get what we have shippable, and then see what the date on the calendar is before we add anything else. Because You know, we're kind of getting to that point where we've added so much stuff, nothing's finished, too many loose ends. It's starting to feel a little bit, you know, like this could take way too long to wrap up and finish. So rather than, you know, sooner than later, we're trying to buckle down and just finish everything we have and get it nice. And then, you know, it's like, all right, we've got this done. It's still only February 1st, let's add some more stuff, you know. So that's what kind of the goal is right now, is to get everything tightened up and see where we land. You know, that way this thing doesn't take way longer than we thought it did. So I think it's a safe and good idea that we're doing this. I know it's bad to hear that some features are possibly getting cut, but at the same time, to actually ship this thing sooner than later, I think it's going to be great for everybody. So all right, that's it. Thanks for listening, and I will try to get to that next Q&A as soon as possible. If not, I'll see you guys Saturday for sure with a new preview video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm out.